Well, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us today on Awesome Bee Company. Today we want to talk to you a little bit about a house where we were able to go in and extract a colony of bees that had set up home and probably have been there for a while. So here you see Jody is checking out the window screen where a cluster of the bees were up in the upper right hand corner, and we were trying to figure out where they were coming in and out of the house so that we could go in and remove them. So as we were looking, we could tell that they were just sitting there. There was no entrance, no exit. We're not even sure why they were sitting there, but they were. So we determined that there was no entry, and so we decided to move on to another area. So when we first arrived, because we found most of the bees around the window, we started to investigate at that location. And he's poking and prodding some of the softwood that's around the window from water damage or termite damage, I'm not sure. And so he's looking and he's listening to see if he hears bees. But I had listened in on the wall behind him and I heard some bees. So we moved on to that wall, and he begins to take off the electrical panel cover box. And so as he's doing that, he's tapping and listening to see what he hears, and he said he's not sure if he hears anything, but I know I heard bees behind that wall. And so we start to dismantle, and I'm like, okay, let me hear again. You pulled off some of that exterior wood. Let me listen again. And honestly, I can't say that I heard it any louder. In fact, I was having difficulty hearing it at that point. So I was a little disappointed. But he continues to dismantle the wall to see what's behind there. So after pulling the paneling down, he was able to see the wood behind that, and he noticed that there was a soft area. He goes to pull off that soft area, and we're expecting bees to just fly right out. However, they do not. And I can tell you, I was extremely bummed because I am positive that I heard bees behind that wall, and now we just opened up a wall for no reason. So now he's taking his phone and just looking to see if there's anything behind there to know whether or not we should proceed with that wall. Even though nothing flew out of it, he just wants to see, is there comb back there? Is there something that we need to look into more? So we seem to be playing a little game of cat and mouse with these bees. We're seeing clues, but we're not seeing the bees, and it's a little frustrating. So he's thinking maybe we need to look in another area. So it's back outside to inspect again to see what we can see. He's still baffled. Why are these bees out here, and why are we hearing bees in the wall but we're not seeing bees in the wall? You can see his gears turning. He's going to figure this out. Okay, so now we've got another idea. How can we locate these bees? There is an attic window. So he's climbing up to see what he can see in that attic window. And lo and behold, guess what he finds? No bees. These bees are really sneaky. So after inspecting, he is just putting that attic window ventilation panel back up so that it doesn't pop out. Well, these bees are hiding from us. How are we supposed to know where they're coming in and out of? Well,
oh, I see the cone.
Oh, come on, pull that down.
No.
Live bees?
No, I think they could. No, I don't know. Now I know where they're at. Let's just go inside and get them.
We found the clue. Now we are super excited to get in there and find these things. Jody starts pulling off the paneling and tearing into that wall.
I'm gonna cut this board out because it seems like it's right behind the board. Oh my lord.
Oh, baby, that looks so yummy. We found the mystery bees. Right above the door. You want to see? I'm sure you do. As he starts to cut away the wood, the bees start to fly pretty aggressively around his head and arms, and it starts to freak him out. So he decides it is time to put on his gear. So you can see that he begins to cut away the comb and hand it to Ava to put in the ice chest. As he's cutting away this comb, the bees that are just behind it running away, trying to hide. And so now he's starting to vacuum the bees up with a modified shop vac. And as you can see, he was successfully able to pull out all of the comb and vacuum up the bees that were in the space. This caught my attention. It is liquid gold dripping down the side of the door frame. I just can't help but love this. And so I just traced it back up to the top, to the source where it was coming from. I just think this is amazing. I love honey. I love the bees, and I hope you do too. Once that whole space was cleared out, Jody decided to open up the space on the side to make sure that there was no more comb in the space next to it, because they had started to build comb in the space to the left, and that's where they had started to make more comb, and he pulled that out. So there's no bees in that other space, so we're good to go. We've got all the bees out and we got home, and now we placed our new bees in their new home. Welcome home, bees. We hope you enjoyed the Awesome Bee Company. We sure did. Like and subscribe to catch all our new content. And be blessed.